Good day, folks. Thumbs up to the strong coming to you here. Today we're going to talk about the history of strongman in BC. But before we start, we're going to give a little shout out and just discuss a little bit about Shuswap showdown that happened yesterday in Sicamous. I was able to watch it in between my workouts and doing yard work and getting after it on a beautiful Saturday. But I made some time to watch it, and it made me feel like I wanted to be there. It was such a great show. The Pro-Am for the women, we got a new Pro Card athlete win by Amanda Wozni. She got her Pro Card. In second place, we got Jocelyn O'Brien. In third, Ferris Sambo and Michelle Moret in fourth place. Now, all these four athletes, they qualify for the Nationals, the women's strongest woman in Canada. So that's phenomenal. These athletes are they deserve this. I watched some of their feats, and all these four athletes have been putting in their time, and they are just phenomenal. Shout out to Monica Podkorski, putting in a performance and just having fun out there. It's kind of nice. And on top of it all, she's pregnant, and she was just having a blast. And she was competing and getting in there and just getting after it and not looking out of place. So Monica, we're so grateful for you. Awesome. Just going to talk a little bit about all these shows. They don't happen without all these volunteers, and there was so many volunteers and people helping. We had Tyson DeLay lending his voice. Tyson, you do it all: coaching, a fan, just helping out. There was Jesse Campbell was there as well. Will Murray, Hans Furman, and I'm sure I'm missing some names that I might know as well, but just it's so grateful to see all these recognizable faces there. Just a few things I was thinking about: the Clancy clan, the strongest family in BC, strongman for sure. Mom, dad, and the girls were doing it. I think the boy wasn't, but the girls were, the daughters. Awesome. Masters heavyweight Chris Grasnitz. This man's on a mission this year. He's like, I think he's unstoppable, and we should just count ourselves fortunate that we can see some of what he does. Stephen Passman came second, and one of the athletes that I look forward to competing against. Lightweight master Stefan Hall got first. Giles Whedon, I haven't met him, but I've actually got to see him, and I think a couple years ago I got podium in the provincials. And Joe Ertone, I don't think I've met him, but I think I've seen him as well. A few standouts from that day was Etta Dignan. She got a 315-pound deadlift. It probably weighs like twice her weight. And I felt like it took half an hour for her to fully finish. She needed to bring her shoulders back to secure it, but it was a highlight for me because it's like I just love seeing the grind of these lifts, like when people are really flying and they're just trying so hard. And of course, she went a class up. She usually competes in a lower class, but true champ. She's a national podium finisher, and just grateful to be able to see. And some of the novice athletes of last year, I was thinking in the girls for Mounsey, she got a first place, and she wasn't a novice. So, and same with Shania. And she got second place. So it's nice to see these athletes just moving up, and we got so many great athletes that are just getting better and moving, and it's grateful to see the community of strongman getting better in BC. I was thinking about Michelle Petrie. I think she's my age, and she competed in Masters as well. So Michelle, way to go, thumbs up. Andrew Stewart is like the voice that I've been accustomed to some of the last few shows that I've seen. I got to actually see him compete. He's a gamer. He's quite a performer, and you got quite the deadlift, 675 deadlift, and I think he went for the 700, but he just wasn't able quite to finish it. But is you know where he's strong. He's got a good grip and he's got a good deadlift. So anyways, grateful for you. It was awesome to watch it. What I wanted to talk about is BC Strongman history, and I had to look at it and see where it started. And it started with the man Doug Hepburn, born in 1926. So this is BC. He was born with a club foot and vision issues, but just never let it stop him. He just kept on going. That's what he was able to become the world weightlifting champ at 1953, a gold medalist at 1954 British Empire Games in Vancouver. He is considered one of the pioneers of modern strength. In his day, he set staggering unofficial records of 580-pound bench and 800-pound deadlift. He was known for carrying heavy boats and bending coins with his bare hands. Something strongman, you know, it's in that frame mind of sort of thing. And it's also said that he was the first man to bench press 500 pounds. Those are pretty amazing feats, if you ask me. In BC, in the future, I hope to have a timeline where we can put some dates on in the years how things came about. But some of the early strongman athletes, Matt Parks, strongman, which is the hat, he's got a moving trucking company, was one of the first from BC to podium at Westerns of Canada. And he also got an invite to World's Strongest Man. So this man is just phenomenal. I have not got to meet him, but like I said, I do wear his hat, and I'm quite aware that some of the feats that he did as a strongman were quite amazing. Some of the names that I looked that helped me understand a little bit BC Strongest, and that have put the BC Strongman on the map, or Mike McConaughey. Didn't find a whole lot on him, but his name has got some feet, like his name means something to BC Strongest. Robin Wright, you can see him on Instagram. Rob Sabo, he's also on Instagram. I noticed some of the on their handle on Instagram, you see some of them lifting rocks and training, that sort of thing. So you can tell that they've put in some time and help. And from what I understand, a lot of these guys have in BC and even on the island, I think they've helped put a lot of strongman shows and towards Comox and Victoria and in BC, like just these names here. So Chris Davies is a 5 times provincial champ. He also had a 1,000-pound tire flip. Quick story about Chris Davies. The first year I was competing in strongman, I did a show in Duncan, and it was the Denny hold. And anyways, it was my first event win that year, so I was quite happy and quite impressed, but I had no idea. And anyways, he came over and congratulated me after I was done. I don't know, I think I held the Denny's for like close to a minute or something. I beat the second place competitor by like 10 seconds. And anyways, at least you know where your strengths are. And I said, what's that? And he goes, well, you got a good grip. So I was like, because I was still learning, trying to figure it all out. Didn't realize it was Chris Davies, but it was. So anyways, that was always nice to know that he's a 5 times provincial champ, and he's put in his time. He's a pro as well. Sean Hayes, now he's current, but he's put in a lot of time. He's put in a lot of time to helping people to get stronger, and he's always helpful. He's got many accolades: world record deadlift, dollar deadlift, is dingy dollar, whatever, and it's a dollar deadlift. So he's got a lot of accolades. He's got 2 Western Canada wins. He also he's got a lot of accolades, too many to mention. I've got 3 people: Jamie Templeman, Jesse Campbell, and Sean Hayes. I'm hoping that we can maybe do a podcast and just speak on stories, or maybe people that they know have got a big a big thing about helping the sport of strongman in BC. So that's where we're going to go with that. Jamie Templeman is he's away right now, but you'll be back soon, and we'll work on that. So some of the places I also wanted to touch on, like some of the places that where strongmans are held, is a pretty big deal. Like the Strongman Classic hosted in Cranbrook. Like this event was started by a local gym owner, Trevor. It was founded by Trevor and his family, and it has run for over 20 years. It's also a fundraiser for the Cranbrook BCSPCA. Just like 20 years, that's a long time. So you gotta have an influence, and a lot of you mold athletes, and the knowledge and how people get trained. And gyms are now, we have lots of gyms. The gyms are now being more open and pushed towards strongman kind of training. Sean Hayes has got his gym in Comox, and it's just outside, and I've been fortunate enough to work out at that place, and it's just phenomenal. It's awesome. We work out in our backyard, and we do a lot of rocks and kegs and that sort of thing. So also the strongman cities that the current ones that we see: Van City Slam, apparently Shane's got his hand with that. Victoria Strength Challenge, Jesse, Shuswap Showdown, Fraser Valley Strongest, which is June 7th. June 13th, we have Caribou's Strongest, Twin Rivers Strength, July 11th, 11th and 12th. That's coming up. But I also wanted to mention some of the current people that do have an influence on BC, and we seem to have in BC. I've researched the representatives for each province, and it seems like BC has got a lot of representatives. So Jesse Campbell has been BC representative since 2025. James Knowles as well. Tyson DeLay since 2022. Shane Bagney, which I've got to meet at Vancouver Strongest last year. Great guy, just awesome people. Hans Furman since 2024, Kelowna Strongest. I think he's got his hands in that. And Sean Hayes, director of BC Strongman. His goal was to grow and expand the sport of strongman in BC, and have an outlet for competitive proficiency and for its physical and mental benefits. And I think of strongman, and the physical and mental benefits are just incredible for me and for anyone. I think it's just a big help for everybody. And again, I just want to touch on for future episodes, we'll probably try to touch on stories with Jesse, Jamie, and Sean Willing. I need to reach out to Sean again. But for now, this is what I know, and I just want to let people know that there's a lot of history in BC Strongman, and some of these people that we mention here, they're uplifting, they're moving the sport forward, and that's why we got all these great athletes. The doors have been open for gyms and opportunities, and just grateful for that. So, having said that, I look forward to speaking to some of these guys in the next few weeks about the history of strongman, and also with some of these competitions coming up, Fraser Valley and Caribou Strongest. I hope to be putting in some of my podcasts about some of the events and where and when, and the excitement that's coming up. The next few months are going to be just crazy with strongman shows. I'm getting ready for the Kamloops show, and it's going well. I'm just plugging away and wanting come in there to do some PRs and just do my best. But for now, I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to say bye, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good day. Have a good week. Yeah.